report comes as another report has also found that fewer women are exercising than men. Shona Watt is co-owner of JB Personal Training with Jules Boyle, who's based in Swindon. They do personal training and fitness classes specialising in women. So Shona Watt, welcome.
Hi there.
Hi there. Talk to us. Good. And Jules Boyle, you must be the JB then.
I am the JB, yes.
Well, there we are. Aren't I just Sherlock Holmes this morning? Certainly. Now, 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week. How realistic is that? Because we're busy people, aren't we? Jules?
Yeah, I think it's very realistic. We actually, as you just said, we specialise in women, and one of the barriers is that people say that they just don't have time. So what we try and encourage is either walking, so walking to work, walking during lunchtime, cycling. So it is very achievable. The problem is people just don't have the motivation or a goal to start.
Shona, in that case, Jules has very neatly managed to ensure that no one will ever go and visit you ever again. Because all we need to do, we go walk, a bit of walking, this sort of thing, going up and down the stairs.
Yes, I mean, when people say that they don't have time, I think we have to take a sort of quite an honest look at how our days are comprised, really. I mean, if we spend half an hour watching TV or we spend half an hour tweeting or on Facebook, then chances are most of us probably do have time. So there's clearly another factor in play. And for a lot of people, it's motivation, isn't it?
Motivation. With me, it's modern technology.
Modern technology?
Yeah, because, you see, since the invention of the microwave and the freezer and on demand, it means, you know, a whole day could be wasted. If you have a microwave, a freezer, and the Guns of Navarone to watch, you can put on 3 stone in an afternoon quite easily, can't you?
Absolutely. So we're leading increasingly sedentary lives. We're sat at our desks all day. We're sat in the car on the way to work. We're sat at home on the couch. And so, yes, we have to make more of a conscious effort to actually make sure we're getting our daily exercise.
Jules.
But as you just cleverly said, the problem is that you've formed habits. And you've formed bad habits. So every single day you go home, you do the same old thing and you don't think out of that box because you've probably got no focus and no goals. So what we try and encourage men and women to do is to just get some kind of small focus, some small goal. And it doesn't have to be fitness related. It can just be something active where, for example, we've got our exercise for beginners where we just start them off very slowly again, walking. We might move our arms and our legs because people's expectations are just too high.
Are people a bit maybe ashamed, for instance? They don't look at me, so look in the mirror and go, oh crikey, I'll really let myself go here now. I don't want to be, because we mentioned that I'm in lycra and looking good on it. It's a fib,
lycra, hello.
I know it's a fib, actually, to be perfectly honest. I've got my jeans on. I'm wearing my fat trousers at the moment. There are a couple of inches there, a 34 waist with the Clarkson.
Yes, you are an Adonis, we can see. The viewers can't see.
I've got the Clarkson overhang. I could do with a 32. I've got a 32 at home as well in the drawer. The other pair, when I'm getting down. I have lost a bit of weight recently since Christmas, I'm delighted to say, because of walking.
You're absolutely right, though, Alex. This is a big issue, especially for women. And you may have seen the recent campaign that Sport England are running, the This Girl Can campaign. Because a lot of women out there have really bad associations of exercise, maybe from the time they were at school, being very self-conscious. Some women are afraid just to get a bit of a sweat on and worried about what they're going to look when they exercise. So the This Girl Can TV campaign, very powerful advertising, showing that it's all right to look a bit sweaty. It's all right to not look like the models that you see in many of the fitness advertising these days.
Because that's something else, you see. If I watch, because I work nights a lot of the time, so therefore I can tend to watch TV first thing in the morning, and before proper television starts, if you like, it's a whole sort of American infomercials of tanned, lycra'd women and Adonis-like men, all abs and pecs and stuff, showing how step exercise can make them into a body like that in only 2 minutes flat. And so therefore it's a totally unrealistic idea, and so people must think, I can't go to the gym unless I start to look like that.
Exactly. So going back to the motivation point we were making earlier, it has to be achievable. Yeah, people don't turn into these Adonises overnight. You have to start somewhere. And so, and the social side of it is so important, especially for women. So coming into a group class environment, something like our Couch to 5K courses, for example, for beginners running classes, or Jules already mentioned the exercise for beginners classes that we run outside on Friday mornings. That bit of just a that social element for women is a key factor in motivation.
You mentioned this, the big sort of beginners to 5K or whatever. Do people think of, for instance, I'm 58 years of age, so they're thinking, right, okay, well,
No
so
age.
you want to be
No age.
Tell me about it. It's the whole idea of going, I'll be too old for that. I don't think my joints can stand that.
Nonsense.
So it doesn't, age cannot wither you.
Not at all. The thing is, it's very easy to create your own barriers. We see this all the time. So what we try to do is we try to remove all the barriers, because people will make every excuse in the book because it's fear of stepping out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
So, we have members from 30 up to 70 that regularly come to our classes and our groups. Age is just purely an excuse. And in fact, the benefits of exercise, are endless in terms of well-being and physiologically and psychologically and for mobility. So,
But I suppose the thing is, whenever I've been a member of a gym, it's the whole thing of I've got to get there. I'm convinced myself I'm a busy person, so maybe I'll go tomorrow. And you go there, and very often you get into the gym and you realise it's full of people who look better than you do, and it seems quite crowded. I might have to wait for a machine or something like that, which is just the excuse you need not to go again. Because gym membership, well, you run a gym, so therefore you must know that, come January the 1st, you suddenly get a flurry of memberships. And if you're not careful, by about February, March time, your memberships have dropped off again.
Well, you're absolutely right that motivation levels do tend to tail off at this time of year, but we actually like to do things differently. We don't actually own a gym. We very much encourage people just to get out in the outdoors, because fresh air, that's another thing that we don't get enough of these days. And that has a hugely positive influence. We've just come from a session outdoors in Lydiard Park just this morning with a group of our beginner runners who are doing very well indeed. But yes, just really, really important to reduce how self-conscious women feel,
and men, because
and men also, absolutely. Like the This Girl, going back to the This Girl Can campaign, it's got great messages like some of the slogans: "I jiggle, therefore I am," or
like
"Sweating
that.
like a pig but feeling like a fox." You get a huge endorphin rush from exercise. So we just really want to encourage more and more women to just take the leap and make the first step to a healthier, fitter lifestyle.
Yeah, do you think perhaps if sometimes that women will come in groups, if you like, and go, actually, bring it. It's like having a fitness buddy.
Absolutely, women come in pairs.
In pairs.
But it's not a bad thing, because women are social creatures, so they love the social element, and they'll talk about you, they'll talk about what you're doing, they'll go and spread the word, so it's a positive thing. I guess sometimes the downside can be that if they do come in pairs and someone isn't coming, then they won't come. But this is why we've created our community, for women. But just getting back to your point about going to the gym and, you're saying, well, it's full of Adonises. And I agree with you. And the problem is sometimes the gym may not be the right environment for you. So what you've got to try and do is maybe look at your local classes, which is what we do. Look at something outdoorsy so that you don't have that peer pressure of the posters, etc. And also just have a goal. The problem is people join things and they don't have any purpose. They have no clue why they're doing it. Oh, I just want to lose weight. That's great, but what does that mean? So just have a purpose and have a goal and just get into the routine and just enjoy it.
Because that's interesting, you're talking about losing weight as well as getting fit. Because again, if someone comes to you and goes, "Oh, Phil, I hate myself. Chocolates, chocolate crisps, all this sort of stuff."
Yeah.
You go, right, okay, fine. You can carry on doing that, but have you thought of doing so and so? Again, there's that shame thing involved as well as going, as if, the old days of, probably apocryphal stories of Weight Watcher type classes, where if you put on a pound, you got to wear the piggy mask for the whole of the
Correct, which is
the
ludicrous.
session. Yes,
ludicrous,
yeah. What do you think about that sort of?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about just changing behaviours, because weight, people struggling with their weight, fundamentally it comes down to just having got into a pattern of bad habits. And what we do is really try to just turn around the balance to get people started on a progressive but achievable program of exercise, and then suddenly you see the tide turning. These little steps, these little positive steps, give people a different focus, and suddenly they don't feel the need to reach for the chocolate quite so much.
Yeah, and
my guests actually this morning are Shona Watt and Jules Boyle. I'm going to cut you off there because into the travel. Then unfortunately, I've been told by the producer it's no. I can't put it off any longer. I'm going to have to do some exercises in just a few moments.
Fantastic.
I thought if I talk for Britain, eventually the programme would finish at 12 and I'd get away without doing it. But obviously Shona Watt, who's co-owner of JB Personal Training with Jules Boyle, have bearded me in the studio here. They're based in Swindon, and we've been talking about a little light exercise, and it's... You know, we were talking about the whole sort of Adonis thing going on, and I think probably between the two of them, they have a body mass index of about 0.1, which is really annoying. I've got some of those scales, the ones that do your body mass index.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to press a button to do that, and I've never pressed that button.
Oh,
I don't want to.
Sophia.
I don't want to. Well, the thing is, you see, when you look at that again, the internet can be a terrible thing, can't it? Because because I have no willpower. So when I've been a member of a gym, I've had a trainer because I knew that he or she would phone me up and say, "Where are you?" And I had to turn up. And also the fact is they were being paid. So, I'm a mean person. I don't throw money away, for goodness sake. And the last trainer I had, again, was a bloke. He was 6'2", and he was, all muscles. Even his hair had muscles in it. He was that muscly. And according to the graphs on the internet, he was obese.
Yes. The problem you have is you have the height and muscle mass scenario. So yes, he's obese in the graph, but let's be honest. I mean, you only have to look at him to know he's not obese. The problem is, at the end of the day, we kind of go on fat mass. So you can kind of tell if someone has a particularly higher fat mass than a muscle mass. So even though the BMI is a good measure, and that's generally what the sort of GPs will use, we tend to go with fat percentage.
It's only at the very extremes for the extremely fit. It tends to be also males. The classic example is rugby players. We're both actually ex-rugby players ourselves.
Yeah.
Are you?
So yes,
Super
very
ladies.
very strong men with a lot of muscle mass. The generalisation doesn't apply, but to the large, overwhelming majority of the population, it does apply, and it's a perfectly good.
I would never have said you're rugby players because both of you have an obviously discernible neck. Rugby players don't have necks; their head's the same width as the rest of the body. Right, I've put it off long enough. So show me, do your worst. Show me some moves.
Fantastic. Woo! Right, Alex. Up we come.
Oh, it
Let's
means
get
I have to
started.
stand. I've got to stand up, have I?
Yes.
This is like the Michael Parkinson show from 1975. I'll have to stand up for this, Michael.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Let's get you started on something really quite
like
achievable
sitting down.
Well, funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Alex.
Yes.
Are we able technically to get you over to this wall?
I suppose I'll go over and shout. Okay. So I'm attached by headphones. If you hear sort of, it could be the first garrotting live on the air. Okay. Right.
Okay, so what we generally do with clients that we train, that we start them off very easily with just a very simple exercise, and we call this the wall sit. And again, anyone can do this of any shape or size.
What I'm doing here is I've got my lower back and my back against the wall, and my feet directly below my knees.
That's lovely.
So therefore, and I can feel my thighs burning slightly.
And if you take your hands up by your head,
hands up by my head,
and just hold, and now if you lock your core, draw your navel right into your spine, and just sit. And you are now in the wall sit that works.
I'm the wall sit. Yes. My navel into my spine. I think there's probably quite a distance between my navel and my spine.
You're doing great, actually. You've been there about 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. And I have to do this for how long?
We're looking for 60 seconds
60
to start.
Seconds. The clock goes very slowly these days.
I think you've got about 20 seconds remaining.
20 seconds left. Okay, and then what happens? Hold my stomach in. The only way is someone once said, in order to get you to hold your stomach in all the time, it's a good idea to put a piece of string with a
You've
knot
got
in
10
it
seconds.
round your waist, just a bit tight, so you can feel it. So you hold it in all the time.
In
Is that a good
5,
idea?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, now what do I do?
Fantastic job.
Well done.
So there we are. Well, I can tell you something. I didn't enjoy that at all. So, right. So that's the sort of thing you do.
Superb job, Alex.
And how often do I have to do this?
Well, it's all about gradual progression. So you managed a minute there.
Yeah.
So next time you do it, you just try to go for slightly longer, and you build it up gradually.
3 times a week we're looking for.
Because we're looking at 5 times a day, 30 minutes a day for fighting, and so you get you start to perspire slightly, and also because I'm now breathing quite hard, aren't I? Is that supposed to happen?
Yes, because that's your body weight. So you've got yourself into a very seated position off a chair using your body weight, which gets your heart rate up, and that was 1 minute.
And it uses all the great. It's a great compound exercises. It's using the big muscles, the biggest muscles in your body, the glutes and your quads. So you did fantastic.
Are you okay?
I'm just checking. I've still got a pulse. That's good.
Let me get you some water.
That's good, right? Yeah. They're getting me a drink from next door, which is very kind.
And if anyone was
Can I have a gin? Sorry.
If anyone was interested in trying that for themselves at home, it's actually, there's a video showing how to do that on our website that they could.
Oh, brilliant. Well, how do we get to your website?
So the website is www.jbpersonaltraining.com, and it's called the Wall Sit Challenge, and the video on how to do the exercise correctly with good technique it's all there.
I was talking to the doctor earlier and saying that some health and fitness professionals have told me in the past the whole idea of sitting in a chair in the office. Hang on, I'm going to sit down now.
You won't be able to get up.
My knees have locked. No, I'm all right. Sitting there is if you it does look rather odd. You flex your bottom. So you go up and down.
Squeezing your glutes, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's apparently good for you.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, the glutes muscles are in most people very much underused, but it's very, very important to activate them.
In fact, what are the biggest muscles in the body?
Bum muscles.
The glutes.
The glutes. So there we are.
Yeah,
so we'll all look like Kim Kardashian, presumably. Absolutely huge.
Can I just say just one little thing as well, that we actually currently personal train GPs.
Really?
We have GPs that come to us and train with us. And this is why, they must fly the fitness flag, because they are an incredibly powerful position. So we're over the moon that we've got GPs, and they're going in and they're talking about the benefits to their patients.
That's tremendous news, because in fact, years and years ago, because my dad was a GP, and 40 years ago, if not longer, you used to go to, special events. There'd be a conference or something like that, and you'd stay over. And I remember going to one of them. It was actually based in Southampton at the university, and we stayed in the hall's residence. And, of course, there was a bar. And it was fascinating because all these GPs were there. And because, of course, they were health conscious, they were drinking halves of bitter. But instead of having 5 pints, they'd have 10 halves of bitter, and they were still smoking. But this was, 1970.
Yeah, times have changed.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
So that's good news.
That's phenomenal.
Exactly.
In fact, I think it was just last week there was a report from the Royal Academy, really just a call to action for more GPs to walk the walk, and really just get that message out there that prevention is so much better than cure.
What was that I've just done?
So that's called the wall sit.
The wall sit.
And it's a great isometric exercise, which just means you're just holding a position.
But you're holding your body weight. That's why your heart rate came up.
Right. I need to lose weight, so I don't have to hold so much.
You had a very, very good technique.
That's okay. My legs are quite strong, actually, to be perfectly honest, because I do walk a lot.
Yeah,
and I do
brilliant.
long walks, 15, 20 miles, that sort of walking. So
Fantastic,
that's good.
yeah.
Admittedly, mainly on the flat, but still, canal towpath, something like that.
But it's better than sitting. And you know what? We truly believe that exercise is the best medicine, so...
We heard about that earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
So 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week?
Yeah.
In 10-minute bursts?
And everybody can do it. We train many corporate clients. You've just heard that we train GPs, and if they can do it, then you can do it.
Shona Watt and Jules Boyle of JP Personal Training in Swindon. Thank you so much for being on the programme today.
Pleasure.
I hate you both, and I hope never to see either of you